Hello everybody, I am just hopping on to do a little tutorial video on how to create these three little 3D pop-up cards. So there's a golf themed one, it's a little bit smaller than the other two. There's a toolbox one, and there is a barbecue one. They're all super cute, super simple, and super fast, which is three of my favorite things. So I will start with the golf cart one because it's a little bit different than the other two. So we'll get that one out of the way first. So you're gonna look, you have three little bags of kits. You're looking for the one with the black cardstock base. That will be the one for our golf cart. All right, so the big piece at the very back is sort of our base of our card. It's got perforated marks in it. I have no idea if you can see that. Oh yeah, there you go. So we're gonna fold on each of the perforated marks. We're folding so that the texture of the cardstock is facing out, so that when you fold all the bits and it's in the shape of a square, the texture is facing out. Once you have those folds, you're just gonna take, you'll notice one piece does not have any perforations on this horizontal space, so don't fold that one. That is this upright back part of the card. The other three you're gonna fold down like that. Now we're just gonna, there's like a little flap here. We're just going to put some score tape on that. And that will make the base box of our card. Okay. So then you attach that to the tall piece that you didn't fold on the inside, so you can't see it. Because we've attached it on the inside. If you can see that. And then we have the little base of our box. Next, we can take each of these green squares, and I won't make you watch me do this, but you're just gonna glue each of the squares down. There's three smaller ones and three bigger ones. So the three smaller ones are for these three flaps right here, and the three bigger ones are for these pieces here on the outside. So we're just making it look like it's green for golfing. You can see like this. So the 1, 2, 3 tall green, and the 1, 2, 3 smaller green. Once you have done that, you will have two of these little black pieces with the perforated marks for flaps, and one that looks like a golf ball, like you can tell it's supposed to be a golf ball, that does not have flaps. So let's start with the golf ball that does not have flaps. You are going to take it, and you will find that you have a little yellow piece of paper that looks like a golf tee, and a little white circle. And you are going to take them and glue them down onto the bigger little circle. So I just made the mistake, so someone else might. There's two different sizes of white circles. There's two little ones. Those are the golf cart wheels. The bigger one is the golf ball. I would glue the golf tee down first because it does have a little bit of an overlap. So glue the yellow tee down, and then the white golf ball goes on top because it looks like it's sitting on top. Just like that. And once you have those two pieces glued down onto this paper, you will take this paper and put score tape right along the front of it here, so texture side, and you will glue it right, you'll stick it right to the front of your box. So it's gonna go right there, opposite of the tall piece, right along the front. Right flat, you're gonna glue it right flat to there. Next, we can take our second layer, which is, maybe let's do the back one so that we can split the difference. So let's grab the one that looks like a tea green, a golf green. All right, so you'll take this paper and the perforated pieces you're gonna fold back. So texture side facing forward, fold the creases back like this. And then same thing, you're gonna take your elements that sort of make up the photo. So starting with this full-size green piece, you'll glue that down. Then next you'll take your yellow flag, glue it on top of that. And you do, if you look close, you've got a teeny tiny little black stick. That is the flagpole. So you'll glue those all down. And once you've done that, it should look like this. So once you've done that and you've assembled those pieces, this one you're going to put score tape along the two pieces that you folded back. So you're going to put score tape along both sides of those, and you're going to tuck it into the very back. So this is going to be closest, when you look, closest to the tall piece. If that makes sense. So that one's going to get glued back there. And remember, we have our golf ball one up front. So now we have 2 layers glued down straight to the front and straight to the back. And then our last one, we'll just split the difference in the middle of the card. So same thing, it's going to look like this with 2 perforated lines. You fold the perforations back just like that. And then you have a little white car. You'll glue the little white car down first. Then the little red embellishment that makes it look like it's a colored car, and the 2 little wheels. It's just like building a little puzzle. Then once you've glued that down like that, it's gonna look like this little guy there. He's so cute. And he just gets glued. Same thing, you're gonna put score tape down the sides that you folded. So along here and along here, you're gonna put a little bit of score tape. And that's just gonna go in the middle. So I'll show you the finished one so you can kind of see that's where they're placed on the inside of this pop-up card. Once that's done, you're gonna take some pop dots and stick these 3 stars down onto the green flaps. You can see I've used a pop dot to stick it on. And then that's it. Card number 1 is done. So simple, so cute, just like I promised. And that is done. All right, so next I will do the barbecue. So this one, the difference between the one we just did and these 2 is that these 2 are obviously a little bit bigger, so that's one difference. But secondly, they also don't have this 3rd flap in the front. You see this one has 1, 2, 3 flaps. These ones only have the 1, 2 because they're using the front element of the card as part of the decoration and the graphic, like the visual that they're going for. So we're working on this little barbecue. It's so cute, I can't even handle it. Okay, so barbecue time. First, like before, you need your large piece of paper, and same thing, we're gonna fold those creases so that it's sort of shaped like a box, just like that. Now there will be a short side, 2 tall sides that have perforations for folding, and a back side that does not have any perforations. So don't fold that one anymore. That's the solid back. Now the nice thing about this one that I find is these 2 would make amazing places to put a little pocket that you could attach a gift card to. So if you just put another piece of paper, you'd want it like just to be like that, and if you put adhesive just along the 2 edges and the bottom so that something could slide in the top, you could totally fit a little gift card back there. I think that would be so cute. Anyways, all right, so barbecue, we folded our folds, and then same thing, you're gonna put some score tape here along the seam and attach it there on the inside so you don't see, like you don't wanna be able to see that. So you gotta attach it to the inside like that. Okay, All right, so once you've done that, you will have your card base. Then we will decorate the front first this time. So we need these two pieces of gray cardstock. There's like a rectangle, two rectangles, a large rectangle and a small. And then you need some tiny little black pieces. We're looking for this thin piece, this thin piece, so two really long thin sticks, and 4 itty bitty little circles. Those are the buttons. Oops, I dropped one. Those are the buttons for your barbecue. All right, so what you're going to do is the thinnest, longest of the two black rectangles actually goes along the top of this. So it's gonna get glued right there. For these types of things, I use this glue pen, but whatever fine tipped glue you have that you like to work with would be just fine for all these little bitty pieces. So you'll glue that piece there. Then you're gonna take your bigger of your two gray rectangles, and you are going to put this down the center, just like that, because this is going to make it look like the two doors of the front of your barbecue. And then you're going to take the smaller gray rectangle and you are going to glue the 4 circles onto it. I don't know where my 4th circle went, but you understand the concept, because these are going to be the little dials on your barbecue. So once you've done that, I popped mine on. I like to mention, you can kind of see how they're raised a little bit there from the edge. You can glue them on flat or popped, whatever you prefer. So we will glue those on next. So the large rectangle goes at the bottom. The small rectangle with the dials goes at the top. Just like that. But obviously you will actually stick yours down. And then once that's done, we can move on to the embellishments. So there is going to be some grills. We have like grills here and along the back. The one's harder to see, but you can see it there. Okay, so we are going to take the long thin grill and glue it along the back. I'm gonna drop those. Along the back there. So the long thin grill goes along the back. The 2 shorter square ones, they go on the 2 edges, on the 2 flaps, just like that. And then we're going to assemble our little embellishments. I don't think I'm going to make you watch me do these, but maybe I'll show you the burger. I'll just put it up close so you can kind of see how the layers work. So ketchup and mustard are pretty straightforward. Yellow and a little white on top. Ketchup, same thing, red with the white and the white. There's a flame back there, orange and yellow. The 2 utensils just have red handles. And then the burger, you get the brown patties. I glued those on last. So I started with the bun and the red ketchup. Or not the bun, sorry, I started with the burger and the red ketchup. Then I added the lettuce and the cheese, and then I put the buns on the top. And the way that these layers go, it's the same concept inside the card where you're gluing one right to the front, one in the middle, and one in the back. So the very front one is the burger, so you'll see it does not have the perforated edges again. That one gets glued right to the front. A little piece of score tape along the front edge there, and glue that down. The middle one is the ketchup and mustard. So that one you'll perforate the edges and then glue that in the middle section. And the flame and utensils is the back section. So just for a reminder, you'll embellish the pieces. You'll fold these tabs back. You'll put some score tape here, some score tape here, and then slide it in where you want it inside of this little barbecue and stick it down like that, okay? And then you will have a card that looks like this one. Oh, we forgot the little oven mitt. So the oven mitt I popped on as well. Again, I like to mention, you can kind of see that it's raised there. But again, you can glue that on flat. You can tie a little piece of twine on there if you want. Whatever works for you. And then it will be the same thing with this final card. So for this card, it's the same thing. You're going to take out your red bag. I'm not going to make you watch me do it because you can just, if you're struggling to make it, just scroll back and watch the demo for this one again, because the concepts are exactly the same. You're going to take the card base out and fold all the edges, only your card will be red because we're working on this one now. You will glue the flap with a little piece of score tape down the edge to make your box shape. And then you will fold the two side flaps down. The front does not have a flap and the back is not perforated because it's the stand up straight tall backing, okay? So this will be your red one. You'll make the square and then you have 4 red rectangles that go along the front and 4 really long thin gray strips of paper. So you glue the gray strip of paper on top of the red strip of paper 4 times. There's 2 shorter red and 2 taller red, and then pop dot those on, and then you just assemble all these elements. Take a screenshot if you need, and that is that. I hope that helped, and if you have any questions, just give me a call.